Time for an AFN news update for you. I'm Bronson Woodruff. Israel's military targeted Houthi rebels in Yemen's Red Sea province of Hodeida on Monday with a punishing round of airstrikes. At least one person was killed and 35 wounded. The strikes came a day after the Iranian-backed rebels launched a missile that hit Israel's main airport. The rebels' media office said at least 6 strikes hit the crucial Hodeida port Monday afternoon. Other strikes hit a cement factory in the Bajil district, located 34 miles northeast of Hodeida city, the rebels said. The extent of damage at the two facilities was not immediately clear. Israel's military said more than 20 Israeli fighter planes took part in the operation, dropping more than 50 munitions on dozens of targets. The Trump administration has asked a judge to toss out a lawsuit from 3 Republican-led states seeking to cut off telehealth access to the abortion medication mifepristone. The Justice Department attorneys on Monday stayed the legal course the Biden administration charted, though they didn't directly weigh in on the underlying issue of access to the drug. It's part of the nation's most common method of abortion. Rather, the government argued the states don't have the legal right or standing to sue. Pushing forward with this agenda, President Trump's administration said Monday that it would pay $1,000 to immigrants who are in the United States illegally and return to their home country voluntarily. The Department of Homeland Security said in a news release that it would also pay for travel assistance. It said people who use an app called CBP Home to tell the government they plan to return home will be deprioritized for detention and removal by immigration enforcement. As part of its self-deportation effort, the Trump admin has transformed the app. The app had been used by the Biden administration to allow nearly 1 million migrants to schedule appointments to enter the country. It's been turned into a tool to help migrants return home. Under the Biden administration, it was called CBP One. Now it's dubbed CBP Home. The head of Homeland Security said today that travelers who are not Real ID compliant by the upcoming deadline this week will still be able to fly, but should be prepared for extra scrutiny. Kristi Noem told a congressional panel that 81% of travelers already have IDs that comply with the Real ID requirements. She said security checkpoints will also be accepting passports and tribal identification when the deadline hits Wednesday. Noem said those who still lack an ID that complies with the Real ID law, quote, may be diverted to a different line, have an extra step. But people will be allowed to fly, she said. We will make sure it's as seamless as possible. Real ID is a federally compliant state-issued license or ID card that Homeland Security says is a more secure form of ID. It was a recommendation by the 9/11 Commission and signed into law in 2005, but implementation has been repeatedly delayed. That's a wrap for this AFN News Update. More on the stories you just heard and more news from a Christian perspective is on our website, afn.net, afn.net. Thank you for watching American Family News. I'm Bronson Woodruff.